Welcome to the Killer Boobies podcast, unraveling breast implant illness, sharing stories of women who went from victim to victor, interviewing doctors with their insight, and sharing hope and tools to reclaim health. Here's your hosts, Wendy Bunnell, Leslie Smoot, and Brandy Vega. And as always, we want to make sure you know that this podcast is not intended for the purpose of providing medical advice. All information, content, and material of this podcast is for informational purposes only. Welcome to the Killer Boobies podcast. It's the trio again today. All three of us in one spot. Well, not really. I'm remote. They're together. You can kind of tell. But so once again, Wendy Bunnell, Leslie Smoot, Brandy Vega. We're all three here together. So
and I'm having food in my face because I've been so busy getting ready for my surgery. I haven't had time to eat.
Which
so
is
sorry.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh my word. Brandy, tell us how you're feeling. It's tomorrow.
I feel hungry. That's part of it. I just am thinking that I'm so busy trying to get ready. As a single mom running a business, my family's coming into town. I have to go to the grocery store. I don't know if I'm going to be out for a week or 2 weeks. I don't know how I'm going to feel. So I'm really trying to develop video content this week that can carry me through for the next couple of weeks, just in case.
So that all your work can get done in advance. You're stacking it right now.
Yeah, so I really am not having time to feel scared or nervous. But it's funny because actually maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I just got this final feeling of peace. Like, okay, it's just a body. It's just pain. Like, I'm not ridden with anxiety or fear anymore that I was for a little while. I was just like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do it. I was dreading it. I was nervous. And now I'm just like, okay, I'm going in tomorrow. They're going to chop me open. They're going to hack me up and I'm going to recover.
Yeah, whatever. Just do what you want.
Do it.
I think every woman before they go in for this surgery, because it's elective, yes, but it's also something that women aren't doing explants in this. They really have health reasons and health concerns, but you still get anxious before you go in. And especially when you have children at home. Yeah. And in your case, you are the breadwinner. You're the only parent in your household. And so they're depending on you. And I think that adds another layer, don't you think?
Oh yeah, no, it's been scary. It's been hard. I'm worried about it. But you know what's really, really cool? Like the interaction, the people, the support. There's like such a fantastic group for the breast implant illness group, the BII groups. I've had women that have seen my story or heard something on social media reach out to me and say, hey, I just did mine 3 weeks ago. Have you thought about this? Have you done this? Mm-hmm. Take that. Like, it's so nice to be supported by a community that gets it. Like, that's been probably the best thing.
I think they're important because they validate your sickness and they help you understand. They've also, many of them have walked this path already. So they're going to turn around and help other women walk through it. And in our case, both Wendy and I had the surgery in the last 6 months, and now you're going. And so we can kind of give you suggestions, tips, tricks, and that's what we kind of hope that we can talk about today, or some of those things. What specifically have you done to prepare?
What have I done? Well, it's been a little bit crazy because obviously, like, let's not beat around the bush. We all know that coronavirus is going on. It's a big deal. It's impacting my life in multiple ways. My business, I've spent so much money paying for this surgery, paying for things, and all my jobs have canceled. I've lost 4 jobs and over $20,000 this month. So that stress and that anxiety, I'm trying to laugh and have fun. That's one thing. I had to go to the grocery store today. What a nightmare, because I have family coming to stay with me, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to lift or shop for a long time. So I'm trying to buy, up to 2 or 3 weeks of groceries, and everyone thinks I'm some coronavirus hoarder. And
don't try and get toilet paper. It ain't there, lady.
I know. But I've heard this thing like stops you up. So I'm not worried about like needing a lot.
Well, good.
I'm trying to get things in order. I'm talking to my kids. I'm talking to my clients. They called me today. My surgery's tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Oh, good.
So I know what time it is. They told me what to expect. I honestly haven't had time to get any of the probiotics or different things people told me. I'm one of those girls that I wing it. I'm gonna get there and they're gonna give me what I need. And if I'm lacking something and dying, I'm gonna beg somebody to go get it for me.
That's great. Well, for those people out there that are getting ready for Explant, Brandy, you just flow with this. I'm going to tell you that I was a little bit more tense, a little more uptight. I also think that the breast implant illness really impacted me neurologically. So I was a little bit more paranoid and more worried than I typically would because my immune system was so low. My mitochondria was so impacted, and my reasoning and my resilience wasn't even there. So I told Leslie, one of the things that I did to really break up the stress was I got up and danced the night before. So tonight,
we did that. We did that. Maybe that's like the pre-stressor for
it is.
I had to be goofy today and laugh. I said, we're in a situation right now with everything going on with my business, with the country, and with health and viruses and the explant. I said, I can laugh or I can cry. I'm choosing to laugh. I'm choosing faith. I am not an uptight person. I've always been kind of go with the flow. Things will work out. I mean, that doesn't mean I don't prepare. I did go buy myself an extra pair of pajamas. I feel pretty good about that. One that goes up in the front. Yeah, so I'm totally ready for everything that you can bring.
You got your pajamas. That's all you need.
That's all I need. I have a pillow. I'm going to clean my sheets tonight. Like, that's really, that's it. Charge the laptop and I'm set.
That's awesome. And Les, what about you? Before your surgery, were you stressed? Did you have fear that came up? What was your week or night before?
You know what? I kind of got emotional. I got a little paranoid again. Same reasons as you, because my body was really struggling for health. And I was overwhelmed with the stress of, I didn't know how hard the surgery was going to be on me. And it turns out it was hard. It was really hard for my body. Okay.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any of this.
She did not hear that. But if it's hard for her, I can walk her through it. So that's the good news. But I got nervous. It was hard for me to sleep. And, a couple days before I cried for no reason. Just that energy, that weird energy. But I worked through it and then went in and got on the operating table, closed my eyes, said a little prayer. And when I woke up, it was all done. And I was sent home and back in bed before I knew it, recovering. Okay, some of the things I actually did do, though. I got a little trolley that I could put next to my nightstand or my sofa, and it was on wheels. So that anything I needed to have at arm's length, I could just wheel it from my bed to bed. That way, if I wanted to sit on the sofa and watch TV or get on my laptop, I could. If I needed to be in bed, it was right there. And that was nice. I had a good book. I had a couple of good magazines in case I just didn't want to do work and needed to do brain candy. You know, then I had something that was relaxing for me to get into.
That's super smart. I'm glad you said that because I am at my studio and I have one of those cards. So I might definitely do that. I do want to add, I know I'm kind of downplaying things. The good news with me is that my symptoms are currently minimal. Like I struggle with a little bit of like brain fog, a little bit of memory loss, hair loss, skin type stuff. I can't get the full breath. I've had lung issues in the past, but for the most part, like I'm pretty functional. I'm not laying in bed. I don't have a lot of the key issues that women with breast implant illness are suffering, the autoimmune stuff. So I feel like that's, I'm feeling pretty healthy going into it. Mm-hmm. I think the women who are going into it feeling horrible have maybe a harder recovery. And I don't know what the recovery will be. I'm absolutely really optimistic. I mean, when I had a baby a year and a half ago, I was up and working 3 days later. I don't necessarily recommend it, but I'm not one that just lays in bed and kind of is able to wait and heal. But I also don't want to overdo it. So I'm just praying that because I'm in pretty good health, and the reason, again, I'm getting mine out is they're the allergen textured, they're recalled for causing cancer. And I do have like a myriad of health issues. And I'm wondering, okay, what's going to go away and what's genetic? Because again, my mom has fibromyalgia, my mom has degenerative bone. So I know some of the things that I might be suffering with could legitimately be in my genetics and not necessarily because of the implants, but it also could be magnified or amplified or expedited because of them. So for me, the peace of mind, and also the weird thing, I don't know if either of you guys felt this way or anyone watching, and maybe it's because my mind is playing tricks on me. But because I know I'm getting them out this week, I feel like they're irritating me, like allergic, like itchy. Yes. I feel like all around them, they're just like itching me. And I'm just thinking, why am I all of a sudden feeling this? It's like, just all
ready
around.
to come out. They're ready to leap out of you, Brandy.
Get out of my body. Get out of my body. But it's the weirdest thing because I'm just sitting there going, why am I noticing them? And maybe it's because I just know inside that they're coming out. And so my body's like trying to reject them now. Like,
yeah. Well, first of all, Brandy, that's where we want most of the women to be. Be more proactive, that when you start to see the subtle symptoms, you see the mystery, that before it becomes full blown, Leslie and my type of situation where we're not functioning very well. I hope that women take the bull by the horns and just go get it done, right? Why wait until you're super sick? So kudos to you, right?
Well, okay, but I do have to remind Brandy, because I went with her to her doctor's appointment before her pre-exam appointment, and you do have capsular contracture. You have a level 3. That's something she has to take seriously. And then you also have had breast lumps, and they're going to analyze that. So even though today you're feeling pretty good, you have some underlying concerns that the doctor was like, you need to get this out.
Right. Yeah, I've got the 3 out of 4 on the capsule contracture on the left side. This caused constant pain. I've had some lumps. I had to get a couple of extra mammograms. You're right. And I think part of me, again, in the whole mindset, I'm one of these people that if I can minimize things, it makes it easier to get through it. And so I'm really kind of trying to push this down and not think of it as a big surgery, because I don't want to, like, I'm sure when I'm in bed tonight or when I'm driving there in the morning, it's going to hit me and it's going to be hard and it's going to be scary. I was getting my baby out of the car today, dropping him off at the babysitter's house, and he's fighting me because he doesn't want to get out. He's almost 3. He doesn't want to get out of the car, and I'm trying to grab him, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to do this for a while. I don't know how I'm going to do it without help. And so there's just things that are depressing and are a bummer, but I'm really good at finding the silver lining.
Yeah. Good for you. I have a question for you though, because there are women out there that are like, okay, but I've seen in the groups that you should be prepping your body and there's all these special pillows and things that you should purchase beforehand. And I think that's really individualized. For me, I was like, I don't need special pillows. I don't need special things like that. But, Leslie, I know that you used some supplements that you feel helped you beforehand to prep your body, to get it ready for anesthesia so that it would naturally go through your system a little bit quicker. Anything that you might suggest to someone look into?
Well, this doesn't really help Brandy because she's going in tomorrow. But here's what I did. I took high dose vitamin C both before and after my surgery. And then I also took arnica, which is a homeopathic droplet that I would put underneath my tongue. And I took it every day, both before and after. What that does, it helps with your bruising. And so in theory, that's going to help you have an easier recovery. And then the other thing I did was I took, and I can put this in the show notes, I took a couple of things that would help me detox from the anesthesia. And I believe that helped me quite a bit detox from the anesthesia. None of those things helped me with the nerve pain, which I wasn't expecting, but that's what happened after my surgery. My implants were under muscle. There was some nerve damage, and the nerves were firing in a very painful way after my surgery. And so it would wake me up at night, and it would stun me for the most part. I wasn't really prepared for that, but I was one of those gals who needed to count on the pain relievers because it was so painful and a little distressing. So some women won't have a whole lot of pain, others do. You just need to go with the flow. If your body's suffering, don't just try to muscle your way through it. Take what you need to get through it.
And that's kind of my plan is, I'm going to get the prescriptions. I'm going to take what I need. Like, even though I was in the Army, which I think is one of the reasons, I'm kind of a minimalist. Like, I can sleep on the floor, I can sleep on the dirt. Having a chair or a pillow is great, but I don't necessarily, I'm not getting the socks. I'm not getting the special pillows. I don't care. Like, just do the surgery and then I'll heal. But I'm also not like, oh, I'm a warrior. I'm having a natural birth, which is great if you want to do it, but I'm not give me an epidural and give me a pain pill. I'm okay with that. I want to sleep for a week and wake up and be better.
You know, and I was so allergic to everything that I was a little freaked out about prescription medicine because they weren't reacting with my body very well up until that point. So when I woke up, I really did want to only use the Tylenol if I could. And that's what I did. I was able to get through it with just the Tylenol. But I think you're exactly right, Leslie. Your body cannot repair if you are under incredible excruciating pain. Like, you've got to be able to relax enough for your body to be able to repair. And so, you know, do what your body says. Listen to your body. Make sure that you're taking your doctor's advice. But if your gut is telling you don't need that and you're okay and you can muscle through it with just basic Tylenol, that's my suggestion. Just listen to your body. And so, Brandy, you'll know what you can do. And I know you're tougher than the usual girl, and so you may not need it, but especially being in the Army and whatnot. But I really think that it's important through this whole process to listen to your body and be mindful of that, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it goes back to the support of friends, both of you guys who are kind of like mentoring me, showing me, helping me, the support of the online community and the resources that people have. So at the end of the day, our bodies are all different. They all operate a little differently. They speak and they heal a little bit differently. And so we just need to find what works for us. And, you know, right now I'm in this mental stage of getting ready, and then I'll find out in the next week, 2 weeks, what my body is needing and going through, and hopefully respond accordingly. Yeah. And luckily my family's in from out of state and they can help me through this process. So I'm going to try to be smart and take the time to heal.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Wendy, because I know both of you, and Wendy and Brandy are both very type A personalities. They just want to check it off the list and keep moving forward without the downtime. So Wendy, what strategies did you use so that you allowed yourself time to recover?
I can call you out because I know you were at a conference like right away.
You did. Okay. All right. You did. You called me out. My surgery was 12 days after I got the download. I think that I've shared that a number of times, and so people know that. I had a conference 2 days after that I was in charge of. Okay. And I believe that was part of the whole lesson that I was learning, to be okay with allowing other people to do things, allow people to step in. And so here's the deal. I set myself up for success. I stayed at the hotel. I was getting my surgery 3 hours away from where I resided anyway. So I wanted to stay within the Valley regardless. So I stayed at the same hotel as the conference was being held. I did nothing except for go down in the elevator to the conference, sat in the audience. I did dance a little bit though, didn't I, Les? Yeah. So my mom was like, "Stop it, get down. Don't you do that."
Like, there was none of that.
Not, you know, I'm gonna do this. And I still have my drains, and they were going like this. So anyways, yes, I overdid it a little bit.
Regretting the most, by the way, drains.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to tell you that drains are fabulous. I'm just not. They're uncomfortable. They really stink, but they're really protective and they're necessary. And so, but the bottom line for type A personality, at least for me, is I was to the point where I was so sick and I was not going to lose the chance to reclaim my health no matter what. And I sat there and I had to I would talk to myself, Wendy, you can't do that right now. Honor your body, lay down, be still, read a book, chill out, talk to a friend.
Can you record that for me and just change the name to Brandy? Just play it over and over.
I know, it's hard. It's so hard because we were doers. We want to get out there and do things, removers and shakers, but it isn't worth not reclaiming your health to push it. It's not worth a hematoma. It's not worth having the repercussions of pushing yourself. So I honored that and I allowed people to step in and help me. My husband did pick up heavy items. I didn't. You know, your family can do that for you, Brandy. Make sure that you take that help. It's a great lesson for us to learn. Us type A'ers, we need to learn to accept help and to not have to do everything. I actually think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to grow and become more. So
I'm wearing my bracelet that was given to me from the founder of another nonprofit, and it says receive. And I wanted to wear this as a reminder lately, because I know that during this time I really need to, instead of give, I've got to be willing to receive. And that's part of the human growth process, right? Like, you have to humble yourself and receive the help and let your body receive the healing it needs.
I love that. So here's my question, Leslie. This is one thing that I want to prep Brandy for, because someone prepped me for this and I was really happy she did. When we get out from our surgery, our explant, our bodies start to detoxify. Now, that's not just physical though, that's emotional as well. Okay. And I purged some pretty intense emotions about 5 days after my explant. And someone had prepped me for that. They said, you know what? If you happen to be on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster and you tend to have a day where you cry almost all day long, don't let it scare you. It's part of the process. And I had one of those days. Did you, Leslie?
I sure did. And I want to share something with you, because my doctor gave me this chart so that I would be aware of the emotional roller coaster. And what happens is you have your surgery and you've had anesthesia in your bloodstream, and that is pouring out of your body. And so you hit a low, and they call it the anesthesia blues. And that you can even get a little depressed and wipe out the first week, because not only are you recovering from the pain of the surgery, but you're also experiencing this anesthesia shift in your body, and your body's trying to recalibrate and get back into balance. And so for a lot of reasons, you're wiped out, but you may also be depressed and you may cry just over nothing. Have the box of tissues in your trolley car.
I do that once a month anyway. Oh, my food's cold.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So be just prepared for that. And it really took me about 6 weeks before I felt like everything was balanced again, and I had cried where I needed to cry. And instead of, you also become really overly critical. Like, you take off your bandages the first time and you're like, oh my gosh, what had just happened to me? Why do I look this way? This is not how I've been looking. I look different. And you get scared and you worry about, are the incisions going to heal? Am I going to have, in my case, I did have pain, but there's a lot that goes through your mind, but allow yourself that, and then call a friend. Call us on the phone, Brandy.
Phone a friend. I'd like to use my phone a friend right now, please.
Exactly. And, even taking those bandages the first time, I was also prepared. Hey, your breasts, your girls are going to look a little different at first, and they'll fluff up over time. And quite honestly, they kind of look like raisins a little bit, at the very beginning. And now they're fluffing up a little bit. So
that I was trying to find out, like, I guess this was on my mind yesterday. I'm like, hey, what about cupping? Like, what can I do to help the healing process? Because obviously I want to, like, take the medicine or the oils or the lotions or the whatever contraptions that can help me heal with minimal signs and scarring. And I don't know what that is yet. Like, I've kind of been so busy that I haven't figured that part out yet.
And it's okay, because you're going to take 6 weeks to heal, and then you can start applying some of those things.
Okay.
I think in this case where you have a lot of incisions,
I'm just doing an explant only, though. No lifts, no nothing.
Yeah, that's me. That was me.
I just don't want more scarring. I don't want more tissue and nerve damage. Like, just take these dumb things out of my body, and then I'll see where I'm at. And if I really am uncomfortable, then I'll gain 50 pounds and suck that and do a fat transfer.
No, wrong answer. Wrong answer, Brandy.
But I'm just saying, like, I want to heal and see where I end up, and I just don't want any more pain or any more trauma.
Yeah, I think we all feel a little anxious at the beginning, like, okay, we're just going to run forward and help our body get better faster. But the truth is, your body knows what to do. Your body knows how to heal. Just allow yourself the time, allow your breasts the time to shrink back and to go back and to fill up that void with your own natural tissue. People are blown away at how they look 3 months after the surgery without having done anything.
Yeah.
Well, I have a cruise in June. Well, I had a cruise. I don't know if I'm going or not. We'll see what happens with the world. But I booked a cruise about 3 months ago, and my goal is to see how I am then. It's 3 months down the road. I'm going to look at myself. I'm planning to eat healthy. Like, I want to do the whole detox. I want to get healthy. I want to be able to exercise. And I'm hoping that this summer will be my best summer in 10 years.
It will. It will. As long as you take it easy at the beginning, don't push your body next week or the week after. Those first 6 weeks are so critical. Honor your body and just call me if you're in that type A frenzy saying, I can't sit still anymore. Yes, you can, Brandy. Yes, you can. My laptop just. Yeah, exactly. So excited for you tomorrow. Any other questions, Brandy?
I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say something inappropriate, but I'm not going. I filtered myself, so the filter still works.
Well, that's good.
So you know what? I appreciate your guys' help and the community. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm still mad about it all. I'm frustrated that I have to go through it, but I'm also very optimistic and hopeful for the outcome.
Yeah. You know what? Tonight, put a post up on one of your implant illness groups, the one that you like the most, and give a shout out that you're going in, because literally the group rallies so hard around one another. Everyone will pray for you, Brandy. And I think that's good. It's nice to know everyone supports each other in this journey.
Well, thanks for making me feel emotional now. Is this that roller coaster you talked about? Because wasn't I just joking and laughing and now I'm crying?
Yep. You just wait. You think that it's the hills get a little bit bigger right after surgery, and that's okay. It's part of the process. You got this, girl. We know you do. We know you've got this. We are going to be here for you right now, during, after, and we'll see you on the other side, and we'll hold your hand. And we'll love on you. And I'm just so excited.
Well, I just want to brag for a minute. Guess who's losing about 2 pounds tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
So, it's not ideal weight loss, but I'll take it.
You know what? Honestly though, Brandy, a lot of people find that they release a tremendous amount of weight because of the inflammation. So we'll have you report back with us in like a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for your support.
Love you.
Thank you for listening. Spread the word by subscribing, liking, and sharing the Killer Boobies podcast today. You could be the person who helps someone reverse their pain and suffering and reclaim their health today.